Hi guys, Ben Fletcher here, FletcherBlog.com. This is going to be a quick video for those of you who have experienced any hacks on your website or security compromises. I'm going to show you a free WordPress plugin that I use on all my sites. I've got over 20 WordPress sites. I've used this plugin since 2013. It's been absolutely brilliant for me so far to date. I don't think I've had one serious hack since I started using this plugin. It's absolutely free as well. I'm just going to show you that in a second, but I just want to show you the Facebook post that actually inspired this video. This was a post that I read on Facebook just the other day. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me just zoom in here a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about here. So it just says that this guy he runs a WordPress site. He's got a WordPress blog. And he was getting a bit fed up because this hacker kept getting into his sites. And he could see he was getting into his site because the guy was showing up in his error 404 log. So I'm just going to read out this post really quickly just so you can see where I'm coming from here. He just said, almost every night I spend time blocking hacker IPs that show up in my error 404 reports. There seems to be a new hacker that's growing in popularity with the origin URL of anonymousfox.co. Which is this one. So if you see this show up in your error 404 reports or any of your error logs on your website, just know this is some scumbag hacker just trying to get it in. So I'm going to show you how you can combat this with a free plugin that I've used. And again, I've used this plugin since about 2013. All you need to do, let's just assume you just logged into your WordPress site. The first page you're going to land on is this dashboard here. All you need to do is just come down here and over here and just click plugins, and when you do that, just click add new. What that's going to do is going to open up the WordPress plugin repository here, and all you need to do is just come over to this search bar right here and just type into there what I'm about to type, which is going to be called Bulletproof. Let's just type that in here. And what that's going to do, it's going to put up the plugin, but what it's going to do at the same time, it's going to put up a lot of other security plugins. I haven't used any of these. These could be very good, but I haven't used any of these. This is the one that you want here. This is the one that I use. It's called Bulletproof Security right here. Just so you know you've got the right one. It's got 50,000 active installs. It's got nearly 600 5-star reviews, so I highly recommend Bulletproof Security, and that's the one that I'm going to install now. Just show you how to do this. Again, it's completely free. It's very simple to do. Just click Install Now, which is the button here. Just click that, and once that's finished doing its thing, just click Activate. And what you're going to do, it's going to redirect you back to your plugins page. It's going to be this top one here. Right there. It's going to be either the top one or very near the top, and all you need to do is just click this setup widget there. Just click that link there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just show you what happens now. Once you click that setup widget, what Bulletproof Security, the plugin's going to do, it's going to do a few preliminary checks. It's just going to make sure that your site is compatible with it, that there are no conflicts. Now what you need to do, you need to pay attention to this box here. You need to make sure that everything inside here is green. You don't want to see any red errors there. If you see a red error, what you need to do your own research on that. Just see what the problem is if you're technical. If you're not technical, all you need to do is just copy that, whatever that error is, and just send it to your web host, and they'll be able to help you out with that. They should help you out with that pretty simply. Once you've done that and everything's green, you're good to go. Just click this button here, which is this blue button here at the bottom. All you need to do is just click Setup Widget. You're going to have a dialog box that pops up there to click OK. And then what that's going to do is it's just going to go and set it up. This is very important. It's this bit here, this scroll box right here below here. You just need to scroll through here and just make sure there are no red errors in setup. Again, if there are red errors there, just copy and paste the error, send it off to your web host, and they'll be able to help you out there. If you see anything blue in here, like something like this, that's fine. All that is, that's just like an advisory thing. They're just notifying you of something. It's not a critical error or anything like that. So as you can see, this is all absolutely fine. We're good to go. Once you've done that, this in the left sidebar here, it's going to be this Bulletproof Security. It's going to expand. It's got a whole lot of options in there. You need to ignore most of this, but I'm just going to show you a few things that I like to disable, just as a personal preference. The first thing is JTC Lite, which is this one here. This JTC Lite link there. Click that. I like to turn this off. By default, this is going to be on all your login forms. All this is, it's just like a capture challenge. There's such a thing as good bots and bad bots. Good bots are things like Google, things like that. Bad bots are like malicious hackers and everything else. But to be honest with you, if a malicious hacker arrives at your site and they want to brute force entry, this capture isn't going to really do a lot. They're going to go to the trouble of doing that. So I just sort of leave this off because it's pretty pointless having it on. Every time if you use your site a lot, like I do, log into it all the time, you're going to be presented with a capture challenge every time you do that. It's just going to get on your nerves eventually. So I just turn that off. Just leave this all to off, and you're absolutely fine there. The other one, again, this is a matter of personal preference. You can ignore this if you want to, but I like to come into email and log settings here. Right there, just click that. As I just said, there are good bots and there are bad bots. Good bots are things like Google, Yahoo, Bing, things like that. Bad bots are a malicious hacker or something. You will find that Google bots and Yahoo bots, when there's spiders out there crawling the web, browsing the web, they will find forms like your capture form or whatever, your login form, and they will try to log into it. Nothing's going to happen. It's not malicious or anything. It's just a Yahoo bot, the Google bot, just finding something and trying to act on it. Nothing malicious there. But this is going to happen probably a good 100 times a day, probably 100, 200 times a day. And every time that happens, you're going to get an email sent to your email address, and that's just going to drive you up the wall. It drives me up the wall. So what I recommend you do is just set this to off. Do not send email alerts there, because otherwise you're just going to get loads and loads of emails every time a Google bot tries to log into your site, which they do all the time. It's completely harmless. It's going to ping an email to you every time they do that. So I highly recommend you switch that off and just click Save Options. And that's it. You're good to go. Bulletproof Security is a plugin that I recommend you use. I use it on all my sites. I've used it since 2013. I've got over 20 sites, and it's been absolutely brilliant for me. They do have a Pro version, which is a paid version. I've never personally used the Pro version or the paid version. I've never used it. I've never had to. It's just that good. You'd just be absolutely fine with the free version. Just follow the steps that I just outlined there, and your site will be protected and good to go. Okay guys, my name's Ben Fletcher. Of course, stop by my blog, www.fletcherblog.com. I'll leave a whole bunch of resources and links below this video. I highly recommend that you go and check those out just below this video here, and I'll speak to you soon.